He works as a caregiver for billionaires, just to test if he really couldn't feel anything. To sneak a look at a pretty woman, he fed food straight into the man's eye. He even made fun of his beard, trimming it into this, and this. But strangely, instead of firing him, the man paid him several times more than others. This is a true story. Carl was a billionaire, but after a skydiving accident, he was left paralyzed for life. The only part of his body he could move was his head. He decided to hire a caregiver. Many talented people came, some with top degrees, some with years of experience. Carl turned them all down. Instead, he chose a street hustler named Jack. Jack knew nothing about caregiving. He had even spent time in prison for fighting. Fresh out of jail, he only wanted a rejection letter so he could apply for government benefits. But Carl chose him anyway. He gave Jack a 1-month trial period. Jack showed up the next day, planning to grab the letter and leave. But the housekeeper showed him around the mansion and even prepared a room just for him. Jack had no interest at first until he stepped into the bathroom. The luxury was irresistible. He accepted the job, but he was totally unreliable. In class, he mixed up foot wash and shampoo, rubbing the wrong things in the wrong places. Feeding Carl, he got distracted by the assistant and poked food right into Carl's eye. Friends couldn't understand why Carl chose someone like Jack. They said Jack had no sympathy, but that was exactly what Carl wanted. Jack never treated him like a patient. He refused to drive the van. Instead, he uncovered the sports car, lifted Carl into the passenger seat, and let him feel the roar of the engine. When people blocked their parking, Jack handled it his own way. This unreliable caregiver even saved Carl's life. One night, Carl struggled to breathe. Jack rushed in without hesitation. He placed a warm towel on his forehead, calmed him gently, and pushed him out into the streets of Paris at 4 a.m. The fresh air eased Carl's chest. Later, in a cafe, Carl finally opened up. He spoke of his late wife and the nightmares from the accident. Jack listened quietly. Carl told him he passed the trial. Jack was thrilled. No one has ever recognized his abilities. Day by day, Jack became a real caregiver. He wanted Carl to regain confidence. One day, Jack discovered Carl had a pen pal. They had been writing for 6 months, but never met. Jack could tell Carl liked her. Without hesitation, he dialed her number. Carl resisted, but once she picked up, he started talking non-stop. When the call ended, Carl grew anxious again. She wanted to see his photo. Jack helped him pick one, but Carl secretly swapped it for an old picture of himself before the accident. Even a billionaire can feel insecure in love. While waiting for her reply, Jack took Carl out every day. Snowball fights, high-speed rides in a modified wheelchair, and even ear massages. Carl brought Jack to art galleries, concerts, and stylish shops. Their bond grew deeper. Soon, it was Carl's birthday. With Jack there, the party was alive like never before. Jack was the light in Carl's life, chasing away the shadows. Then, a letter arrived. His pen pal wanted to meet. Carl was overjoyed. He spent days picking outfits, but as the date drew near, his excitement turned into fear. Finally, on the day they met, Carl asked Jack to take him away. He just couldn't face it. The next relationship. They boarded a private jet and set off on a sudden trip. Carl returned to the place of his accident. With help from friends, he suited up to skydive again. Jack was more excited than he was. But when they came home, trouble awaited. Jack's brother was in trouble. Because Jack had been with Carl 24/7, he had neglected his family. Carl knew it was time to let Jack go. The next day, Jack packed his things. Everyone came to say goodbye. When he walked out, a car blocked his way. This time, he chose not to fight. Carl had taught him something too. Back home, Jack solved his family's problems. He even found a new job using the artistic taste he learned with Carl. But for Carl, new caregivers came and went. They were cautious, treating him only as a patient. Even his masseur was a scruffy old man. When Jack returned, Carl looked like a lonely old man. Jack took him out for a wild drive. Police stopped him, but Jack boldly said he was rushing Carl to the hospital. Carl played along, pretending to collapse. The police panicked and even gave them an escort. Jack saw Carl's sadness, so he drove him across the fields, all the way to the sea. Looking at Carl's messy beard, Jack couldn't resist and styled it into this, and this. Because of Jack, Carl's dull life was filled with joy again. Finally, Jack brought Carl to a restaurant, but this time, he didn't stay. He told Carl not to be nervous. After Jack left, a woman sat down in front of Carl. It was his pen pal. The meeting he once ran from was finally real. This is a true story. In real life, Carl and Jack remained close friends. They both built their own families, different in class and lifestyle, yet still true companions, because real friendship knows no boundaries.